friends, welcome to my channel. Today we will talk about the movie Exorcist, the beginning. So, in the age of Crusades, an injured priest wanders through the aftermath of a bloody and desolate battlefield. He comes across an impaled soldier in the death throes holding a Pazuzu head pendant. The priest looks around him and sees hundreds of Crusaders crucified upside down across the desert. In Cairo, Egypt in 1949, a young Father Lankester Merrin struggles with his shattered faith. He is haunted by an ancient in a small village in the occupied Netherlands during World War II, where he served as parish priest. Near the end of war, a sadistic Nazi SS commander, in retaliation for the murder of a German trooper, forced Merrin to participate in arbitrary execution in order to save a full village from slaughter. Merrin is approached by a collector of antiques named Semelier, who invited him to come to a British excavation in a valley called Derati in the Turkana region of British Kenya. The dig excavates a Christian Byzantine-era church built circa 500 AD, long before Christianity had reached that region of Africa. Semelier asked Merrin to recover an ancient relic of a demon, thought to be in the church before the British can find it. Merrin agrees and travels to the dig site. He is enjoyed by Father Francis. Upon arriving at the site with their translator and guide Chuma, Merrin meets the chief excavator, a British man named Jeffries with visible boils on his face, and Sarah Navok, a doctor. In addition, Merrin learns that the diggers are disappearing or leaving in droves before the local tribesmen fear the church is cursed. Merrin witnessed a digger inexplicably experience a seizure. Merrin, Chuma, and Frankis visit the dig site and finds only the dome uncovered. The rest of the church is buried beneath the earth. Merrin discovered that the church is in perfect condition, as thought it had been buried immediately after its construction was completed. The three enter the church through the dome and find the place in near pristine condition, but note two disturbing oddities: the statues of the angels holding weapons pointing their spears downward instead of triumphantly towards heaven, and that someone has vandalized and desecrated the church, placing the cross in an upside down position. Merrin and Frankis deduced the sculptures were trying to depict the angels restraining something that was beneath the church. Determined to learn more about the archaeological dig, Merrin asked to consult with the lead archaeologist, Monsieur Bisson. Sarah tells Merrin that Bisson went insane 3 weeks earlier and was transferred to a mental hospital in Nairobi. Merrin visits Bisson tent at the dig site and sees dozens of drawings of the same demon artifact the collector had asked Merrin to find. Merrin with Bisson, but when he enters his room, he discovers Bisson has carved a hooked cross on his chest and speaking in the voice of sadistic SS commander who tormented Merrin during the war. Bassion then slashes his own throat after saying he was free. Father Giannetti, warden of asylum, speculates that Bassion was not possessed but rather touched by a demon, which drove him mad and eventually to suicide. Marin is very skeptical, but before he turns to Dick's side, Father Giannetti gives him the volume of Roman ritual to use the exorcism, although the Marine claims he will never use them. Upon returning to the village, strange events continue. A local boy is attacked and killed by hyenas that seems to continuously stalk the dig night and day. His younger brother Joseph enters a fugue stage after watching his brother get ripped to pieces. The local chief gives birth to stillborn baby who is covered in maggots, and Jeffries, a man involved with the dig, gets attacked in the bar. Around the same time, Marines discover a passageway leading to a cave underneath the church that houses an ancient pagan temple with the statue of demon Pazuzu. He also finds evidence that this temple was used to conduct human sacrifices. Upon his return, he sees the local tribe cremate the stillborn baby. This makes Merrin suspicious because there are stories of an epidemic that wiped out an entire village in the valley 50 years earlier. He had been told that the dead was buried in the graveyard just outside the valley. When he digs up the grave and supposed victim of this plague, they are empty. Merrin confronts Father Frankis about it, and Frankis reveals to him the history of Derati Valley. A great army led by two priests came to the valley searching for the origin of evil 1500 years prior. When they arrived in the valley, the evil presence consumed them and one killed the another. When the lone survivor priest made it back, Emperor Justinian never meant it to be recorded in Vatican documents. However, a vague reference to it was recorded and found in 1893. Four priests subsequently came to Derati and enlisted the local tribe to help them. All of the tribesmen and the priests disappeared. The Vatican then ordered that the false graveyard be built and stories of plague spread around to keep people away from the valley. Frankis revealed that it is believed that the valley in Derati was traditional spot of Lucifer's fall after the war in heaven. Later, Manning, Chuma, and Major Granville discovered Jeffries tied up in the church with his organ pegged out by crows. The Diggs doctor Sarah turns out to be possessed individual and she kills Frankis. Marin has the demon exorcised from her in the tunnels below the church, but she dies. Marin and Joseph emerge from the church, once again buried in sand, and history has repeated itself. Only Father Marin and the little boy was left, as the British soldier and the local tribe had annihilated each other. Some time later, Marin, once again a priest, returns to Rome and meets with Semelier at a cafe, explaining he was unable to find relic. Semelier replies, "But you found something, didn't you?" So that is the end of story. Hope you like it.